Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. We do have a bitterly cold blob of air heading this way for Sunday into first 3-4 days of next week. And I was looking at some record lows and some record cold high temperatures. We'll be real close. We'll be at record or within 2 or 3 degrees, depending on what day the coldest air hits. And right now I'm watching a storm system that the European model, which does the best, brings about a 2 to 4 inch snow into southern Michigan on the edges of that Arctic front. The U.S. model, I'm not liking it that far out. It takes it to the south down into Indiana and Ohio. So we'll see which one pans out and continue to kind of gather that as mental data on what's going to be the better of the two models for the winter, and we probably pretty much already know that. Hey, good morning, Alan Perry from Traverse City. You are under a winter weather advisory for 4 to 6 inches of lake effect snow. Here's the current radar. Light snow along this band in the southeast, but then otherwise it's lake effect across northwest lower and the eastern part of the UP. This pretty much sums it up. Winter storm warning in these areas because of the northwest wind doing a lot of lake effect, and then winter weather advisories where you'd expect it in the northwest and in the UP. Nothing in the southwest yet. That's probably coming by the time we get to early next week, and then of course these are the lakeshore flood advisories in effect. Now, here's the U.S. model that I talked about, and we'll go into today and tomorrow. Nothing but lake effect. Someone asked, Midland had about 6 inches. Well, I know Mount Pleasant, I saw a report of 6 inches. Midland, I'm not sure of. I haven't seen anything, multiple reports there just yet. I would guess it's a little bit less than that, 4 or 5, just the way it tapered off. Now, this is tomorrow, so tomorrow shouldn't be a bad travel day, except you might have a couple of isolated areas of the lake effect snow in the northwest. And we go into Saturday, and here's Sunday. Here's that Arctic front, okay? And then here's the Arctic high pressure, and then the wind flow straight out of northern Canada. Okay, let's see. Someone's asking a question here. Ryan Lynch. Read your article about the guy that did the historical dive into years past with the same ocean temperatures. Basically, it's Michigan. No, and that's a point I want to go off on you on. What we're talking about, we're not talking about cold. Of course it's cold in the winter in Michigan, even in a warm winter. We're talking colder than the historical average. So that's what we're comparing our forecast to. We're not saying, oh, it's going to be cold this winter. No kidding. So there's a big distinction, colder than average, okay? So, December, the average isn't as cold as January, and that isn't quite as cold as late January and early February. So if it's colder than average in the coldest time of the year, guess what? It's going to be really cold. That's what we're saying. Okay, so this is Sunday, and this big Arctic high builds in. Now, this is where I say there's a difference. The European model takes this area of precipitation and has it up about here as opposed to here. So okay, Ryan Lynch, I got you. Cool. So we'll watch Sunday night into Monday for possible accumulating snow, and then when you see something like this, this is the lake aggregate troughing that sets off the lake effect, and next week it's just really cold with heavy lake effect snow. Is there a break? Yes, I do think there's a break coming toward probably, it might be a little quicker than we think. It might be after about November 15th, starting to get a break. All right, so this is a short-term model showing the heavy lake effect snow in areas. So you get batches of 3 to 6 inches and batches of 4 to 10 inches. And southwest lower, you're in the 2 to 4 in some spots. Hey, good morning, Bob Wardensky from Bay City. Brr, Tawas. It is truly too early. A lot of signs that when this happens, it turns around for December. And again, this is where I got to go back to, we forecast in the long term deviation from the long-term averages. So when I say it turns around, it's going to warm up in December. Remember, the normal high is under 35. So I'm not talking 60, 70, 80. I'm talking it's signs that we could go warmer than average in December for a time period, and we'll get back to some 40s. Is that warm? You decide. Okay, high temperatures. Boy, send me a bill. High temperatures today, 30s, 20s. Tomorrow, it's wintry again, 30s. We're going to start to get some frost in the ground. Saturday, a touch warmer, about 37 to 40 degrees. Sunday, the Arctic front up here, and not bad in the south, 40s from Saginaw, Grand Rapids southward. But then here comes the Arctic front barreling through on Monday, and these are high temperatures. Remember, high temperatures. And then this is Tuesday, high temperatures below freezing, and Wednesday, high temperatures below freezing. Coldest highs, there are a couple of fluky days in there where it's in the teens, actually, for Flint for a coldest high. But it's going to be pretty dang close. And low temperatures, as we go and get the Arctic front into the area, this is Tuesday morning, down to 20 in Detroit, teens, lower teens, Wednesday, and record lows at that time are about 12 to 15 degrees. So, like I said, we may break a record in places. We may just flirt with it by a couple of degrees. However you slice it, it's going to be really cold. When will it let up? I think it's going to be November 15th or later. Oh, someone's rubbing it in. 88 in Sarasota today. So, today, not a lot of activity outside of the snow belts, the true snow belts in Northwest Lower and in the UP. You will start to get off and on bursts of heavier lake effect snow. They'll move around, but you can get 4 to 6 inches in spots. Otherwise, decent travel across Michigan. Tomorrow, pretty quiet. Saturday, pretty quiet. Sunday, the Arctic front comes through, and then cold temperatures. Someone's asking, what's the highest temperature for the rest of 2019? Well, where are you talking? Let's talk Lansing, okay, just as a center part of the southern part of the state. I would say we will probably hit 48 again in Lansing. I don't know if we'll hit 50, but I think we'll make it into the 40s, definitely. Hi, Carol and Sylvia Tippett. So there's your update, your morning update here on MLive. Thanks for the great questions and comments. Please hit the share button. As my granddaughter Marley told me, sharing is caring. And so I guess that statement was made before we had social media, but please share.